Hello, everyone. We're back here, and we have video this time.
We're at home. Still,
We're in
we'll probably be at
Iceland.
home for a while.
I know, right? How fun is this?
It's great.
Super duper fun.
Don't you love it?
Who are you?
I'm Alex, by the way.
I'm Braden.
Hi, Braden.
I'm Steph.
Hi, Steph.
Hi.
I'm the dude that
That's
wore
my-
the Spider-Man costume that one time.
Michael. As you can tell, Steph and
Star of
Michael,
the MNT channel.
Steph and
Michael.
Michael are getting into just freezing sometimes, which is great.
It's all right. You freeze for me a couple of times already. This is going to be a great episode where people are going to start freezing for everyone.
Well, I mean, I think Braden and me will be fine overall because we'll be recording off my laptop.
Hopefully, it's not too bad. We'll see. Oh,
Anyway, how have we all been?
People with the good.
how are you all doing?
Well, hang on,
Crazy,
finish that
actually, not good,
finish
not
that
good.
sentence, Steph. You were saying something and then you stopped.
I was saying that you two are like the really techie people. You've got all the techie stuff. Like you're
I
into
do
it a
not
bit
have all
more
the
than
techie
me
stuff.
and Michael. You do. This is your
Chat shit,
microphone
haven't
that
you?
I'm using. Pardon?
So you chatting shit.
Constantly. Oh, look, Michael's got some light. There we
he
go.
is.
Oh,
right.
I'm sorry. Sorry, 'cause I had Letterboxd open on my big computer screen, so all I had was
So it's all
black
dark,
background. Yeah.
Well, I mean, this episode, I feel like these next few weeks until this is over, everything's going to be a bit insane. Everything's going to be a bit crazy. And
Yeah,
I think
100%.
And
if we embrace that, the better.
yeah,
Well, yeah, I feel like now that there's a video version as well, it's going to make a little bit more sense in the sense of people listening to this as a podcast are going to be like, this just sounds like a Skype call.
And well, because it essentially is.
Yeah.
We're using Zoom.
Shout
thanks
out
to
to
our
Zoom.
unis.
We're a bunch of Zoomers. I was going to
Hit
message.
sponsor University of South Australia.
All right, so you want to see something freaking
ANU.
crazy? So I've been getting a bunch of messages for over a year now of like a Russian thing hacking into trying to get into my EA account.
Oh, cool.
It's always in Russian, and
Have
it's
you ever
always
translated it?
No, I should.
Put it through Google Translate.
All right, you guys need to. Oh, should I do that on the show?
Yeah, 100%.
All right.
Right now.
We've always thought the Russians were going to be after us ever since you started talking about when we
Oh
talked
my
about
God.
Rocket Man. Remember
You're
when we talked
right.
about Rocket Man and we sort of like said something about Gorbachev and then we started getting into like Russian politics and you said they were going to have like a sniper shoot us through the window.
Alex,
This is them.
Alex, we're not. Alex sent it to our group chat. It's
No,
not.
I still need to get it from my phone onto the computer.
Okay. I was like, I'm not Google Translate, my dude.
I know. I just that's what I need to do. All right, let's have a look at this.
In the meantime, do we want to talk about some movies at all? Or?
Nah, I don't think we should.
No, not this week.
That's not ideal.
Not this week. We're actually
we're sharing the screen.
for podcast listeners. Alex has his screen up, which is going to make for excellent audio.
Yeah.
I'm
might
going to
be-
prep up some
We're
of
gonna
these
prep up.
questions here. We scoured
Security
the
code.
internet.
It just means security code.
That's disappointing.
I was hoping for something a lot
So
better.
someone in Russia is trying to log in and they're like, we need to verify you. So we're going to send a security code to the number you have on file and then it's your number. Is that basically what's happening?
Yeah, that's really
Probably.
disappointing.
Yeah,
So
that sucks.
what game do you have that the Russians want?
Probably The
FIFA.
Sims. Probably The Sims.
I've been playing that non-stop, but I got rid of my Stardew Valley town. So now I'm just sort of playing a legacy challenge, the Prescotts, and I'm up to I'm up to E.
Right.
For those of you playing Stardew Valley, you'd understand those words. I did not.
Anyway,
No, it's
what,
just like a legacy challenge.
Okay.
what have we all been up to just in general? Like, not specifically with movies. How have
Playing
you-
Animal Crossing when I can.
Yeah, Animal Crossing's been a big part of the last couple of weeks. Animal
Yeah.
Crossing and Minecraft.
Minecraft and trying to
I've been doing The
catch up
Sims,
on all the
basically.
math I've been missing. So
All
the
the
past
math?
2 days has been math assignments that I've had to do.
Ugh.
Yeah,
It's
I
taken
have-
up a bit too.
My first assignment's due in 2 weeks, so I guess I'm lucky.
I don't have another math assignment until like after the uni break's meant to go back, like finish off. So I can chill out for a bit. I'm sick of looking at math.
Yeah, one of my courses is meant to be an actual like physically using cameras and film equipment and filming stuff in group assessments. So they're in the middle of full-on panic mode at the moment. They have no clue what to do. This course isn't offered online because you can't do it online.
That's the thing with courses that have so much practical work to them, you're screwed.
Yeah,
my chemistry pracs now, they've literally recorded someone doing it, and then we just have to watch a video of it. So we don't even actually get to do the practical.
Oh yeah, see, for my networking prac now, we have to use an online simulation program.
You jack into the matrix.
Yeah, it's called Packet Tracer. I trace the packets.
Trace the packets.
All
right, Alex, have you got these questions up in front of you? Or?
Nah, because I'm monitoring the stream.
Well, that's too bad. All right. Do you want me?
It sounds like a Braden job this week.
Do you want me to do what you did with the? How many I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 7. So someone pick a number.
So we're going to do this before what you've been watching.
Well.
Oh, hang on. Oh, we'll do what you've been watching in between. That's what we did last week.
Okay.
Steph's trying to forget. Steph's forgetting the format we did a week ago.
Sorry, I know.
And we can go into what we've been watching with my segment because I actually did it.
Oh, you did your segment.
Oh, well done. Yeah, we should probably put out a little PSA quickly, Alex. We won't be doing the foreign segment until we're out of self-isolation because we can't watch the movie together. So I've seen the latest one, but Alex still needs to watch it. And then we'll continue. Like, once we're out of self-isolation, we'll continue. But yes, Michael and Braden can still do theirs because they're singular person segments.
Single and ready to mingle.
Off you go, Braden.
Not for Braden.
Is that something you need to tell us?
Yeah, no. I'm very
Michaela, are you listening
I'm
to
very
this?
happily in a
Did
relationship.
you hear what he said?
Michaela just joins the Zoom.
No, she's listening to this. She just deleted my Animal Crossing character. No, so someone pick a number between 1 and 7.
3.
Oh, okay. Steph got in first with 3.
Oh, really? I got in first on my screen.
Okay. Well, maybe
I'm the one recording it, so it'd only be my answer.
I heard Steph first.
Okay.
All right. So, yes, we have Freddy versus Jason, Alien versus Predator, and Godzilla versus Kong. What other movie monsters, or just characters in general, should have a fight movie?
A fight movie. Oh, I'd like to see Rodney the robot from Robots.
Okay. Strong start.
Fight C-3PO.
Ooh.
But it's a tag team with C-3PO and R2-D2 and Rodney's by himself. I feel like Rodney could handle C-3PO in a one-on-one.
I feel like if
C-3PO is kind of just like this.
Handicap match.
Yeah, but R2 is so powerful. I feel like you got to give him Big World. Like,
all right, maybe.
If he gets his combo meter up enough, he unlocks Big World as a super move.
Also, it's a weird degrees of separation with Star Wars because Ewan McGregor would be in it.
Oh God! Oh, that's made me so uncomfortable. Yeah, it is.
How does that make you uncomfortable?
It's weird. It's just strange.
I mean, it's a weird thought, but it doesn't make me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
This is kind of like.
Hey guys, I'm going to readjust my seat.
Nice.
This is not fictional, but do you remember that epic rap battle of history, Darth Vader versus Hitler? Yeah. You know, the epic rap battles of history has a lot of good pairings. I would like.
They do have a lot of good pairings. Do you want to? If this was going to be a movie, though, would you want it to be Darth Vader versus Hitler, played by Taika Waititi?
Taika Waititi, absolutely.
Yeah, good.
Yes, but then also are we having Taika Waititi in his good part where we sort of kind of like Hitler and Taika, in that bit, when he's sort of a little bit.
I mean,
lovable,
don't we all kind of like Hitler?
Of Hitler.
I think that's
not
just
a real representation of Hitler. No, but Taika Waititi's not a real representation of Hitler in the beginning of the film.
He does eat a unicorn head.
Exactly. So if I kind of want Hitler to lose this battle, I want Hitler to lose. And so therefore I want bad Hitler, the real Hitler, to play against Darth Vader.
I want Hitler from Inglourious Bastards to play.
Yeah, that's the one that I had in mind.
Yeah.
He's just shouting
or just
all the time.
Real Hitler.
It's just actual Hitler. Darth Vader versus actual Hitler.
I don't think the real Hitler has enough charisma to carry that off.
What about Charlie Chaplin's Hitler?
That was just Charlie Chaplin, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was It's just Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah, I mean it was. God, okay. I want who do I want to be in a movie monster fight? I want Scooby-Doo
Okay.
against
Scrappy-Doo?
no, but I want another animal sidekick.
Garfield.
Oh, that's good. That's
Bill
good.
Murray's Garfield.
Bill Murray's Garfield against the live action Scooby-Doo from the Scooby-Doo 2002.
Or 2004. We don't know.
If you're gonna get like the cartoon, right? You got to get like Sylvester versus Roadrunner and Tweety Sylvester versus Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner versus Tweety.
Oh, so yeah, you pin them against each other's foes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That could work.
Yeah, that's actually a good one.
Jerry in there as well. You know, have a triple threat match.
Oh hell yeah! Now you're talking. A triple
Hell in the
tag
Cell.
team.
Can we get a Hell in the Cell?
Triple tag team Hell in the Cell.
Yeah. No, you want the latter one. What's it? Money in the Bank.
Money in the
Bank.
I want a Royal Rumble with all of the Looney Tunes.
Oh, that'd be sick. Taz would win that. Taz would come out.
Taz would have it.
Taz or the really buff chicken? I'll say.
Yes. Oh my god.
Oh yeah. What's his
the
name?
rooster. I don't know his name. Is it Sam or something?
Oh no, I'll look it up. No, that's Yosemite Sam. I think you're thinking of.
Yosemite Sam, because you wouldn't be able to have guns. He'd be pretty out fast. He'll be out fast.
Yosemite Sam versus Stinky Pete.
Oh god, I'm gonna find out his name.
But Bugs Bunny would appear twice because he'd appear first time in all drag.
Foghorn Leghorn.
Foghorn Leghorn.
Your Foghorn Leghorn.
Yeah, I was not gonna remember that.
Was not gonna remember that at all.
Yeah, well, you had Bugs. He would appear in all drag the first time, and then he'd come out as Bugs.
Yeah.
Bugs would be the one that they said, sorry, Bugs isn't going to be here tonight. Like, he's too busy.
And then in the middle it was like, like people go mental.
Like when Edge came back.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
I'm trying to look at my bookshelf for inspiration, but all I see is like Anthony Porowski's cookbook.
So what about Timothy Chalamet from Call Me by Your Name against Timothy Chalamet from Little Women?
Oh, Timothy Chalamet from Little Women would have it.
You reckon?
He would have it.
Wait, so now we need to make a Timothy Chalamet bracket where it's all the different Timothy Chalamets face off against each other.
You're a fake
and they
fan.
end up with the middle.
Because you've got the book cover version, not the normal cover version of the novel.
Yeah, that's the version I wanted because of Timothy Chalamet.
Real fans.
I bought this afterwards. Yeah, I know. I actually specified. My mum got it for me for Christmas. I specified I wanted the film tie-in version because the original cover isn't very nice.
Yeah, it's big.
Anyway.
It's big in yellow. It's very weird.
Is there a peach on it?
No.
It's kind of a peachy color.
So. Not a fan.
Like it's an orangey peach.
So yes,
you could just have a constant bracket tournament where Timothy Chalamet versus Timothy Chalamet in different roles.
His character from Lady Bird's in it.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Well, yeah. Thing is, he's a bit too, like, he could only really battle Timothy Chalamet because he's a little bit too scrawny.
It's the perfect fight. People would pay to watch it.
Oh, yeah.
No, because halfway through, you'd start to feel bad for him.
That's true. That's very true.
It depends. If it's Timothy Chalamet from Little Women going to town on Timothy Chalamet from Lady Bird, you'd be cheering.
Actually, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I would be 100% for that.
If he was going to town on Timothy Chalamet from Call Me By Your Name, then it'd be a hate crime.
I mean, it's true. It is true. Oh my god!
And if they could bring in one special guest, I feel like Timothy Chalamet from Call Me By Your Name would have what's his name? Armie Hammer come in and just beat the shit out of him. He could do that. And then Little Women Timothy Chalamet would be like, all right, bringing in Florence Pugh. She'll start making marmalade.
Oh my god, that'd be great. All right, guys, we're going to be cooking today, and it'd be so good. And
then Timothy Chalamet from Lady Bird would get on his phone and be like, government, are you listening? Can you come help me? They would swarm in.
The FBI come in. You're like, finally, yes, we've got a Florence Pugh.
And then the one
Timothy Chalamet from Beautiful Boy
would just do drugs and then would just do drugs. No, he would do drugs, toke up and go crazy on a high.
Yeah. Is that real life Timothy Chalamet?
True. That's a weird tangent. That we which one?
It's a very weird tangent. I can't relate to any of it because I haven't seen any of these movies.
What other movie character, creatures, whatever, do you want in a fight? Like, or in a fight movie?
You could get the Iron Giant versus the big things from Pacific
I
Rim.
was thinking the Iron Giant.
I want
go.
Iron Giant versus. I want Iron Giant versus Superman, and Superman gets really confused where he goes Superman, and then
Iron Giant just turns into a fanboy.
Yeah, and then Superman's like, "Oh, bro, why are we fighting? Why'd you say that name?"
Why'd you say that name?
If we go off on a tangent to what you've been watching now, I can bring this back. I can put this show back in the row now if you want me to.
Okay, yeah, go
unless
for
you
it.
want to keep continuing with this.
I'm out of ideas. Officially.
I think
so am I.
I think we're good with that. I'd love to know people's listening's ideas because I know that now avid listener of the show, Dan, having
Does he listen?
Yeah, he hasn't listened to the old episodes. He's only listened to the new ones where we don't talk about the movie news. But he was saying the other day how he was listening and we said one of the topic things and he like shouted out an answer and he was like, "Oh wait, I'm not talking to Braden. I'm listening." Okay. So I want to know what you thought, Dan and Michaela
and
Todd and Lucy.
There are only and Braden's cousin.
Yeah.
Anyone who listens.
Hello.
Let us know who you want to fight. And also, who would win out of us in a fight?
Yeah, Alex, I'm back in Choppy.
Well, would any of you guys hit a woman?
For everyone.
Huh?
Do I win by default? Would any of you hit a woman?
You don't count, though.
You know what? Equality means I get to punch you like I could punch Braden.
So very softly as to not hurt me. Jesus. Visual gags from Alex for the podcast listeners.
It actually works this time because I'm going to be able to see him.
I'm kidding, though. I would never punch a woman or man. Anyway, back on the road. Before I joined
on the road
I was
again?
Before I came here to talk to you folks, I was halfway through watching Zack Snyder's live, not live anymore, but like commentary on Batman v Superman.
Oh, okay.
It's like he did a thing because his favorite app is Vero, apparently, and that's where he posts all his socials and stuff like that. And he did a watch along live stream, and like it's him in his home theater and everything, and he's just watching the Ultimate Edition of Batman v Superman.
That's cool.
So I was watching along with that. I got an hour into that, and then we had to do this.
Matt, was it interesting though? Like hearing all of his thoughts on everything?
Very. He sat there with like 3 books of his storyboards and was showing like every time something happened on the screen, he'd be like, "Look, I wrote it just like this," and pull out his book.
Damn, that's cool.
And he talked about how because in the Ultimate Edition, I could not distinct like work out which one's Ultimate, which one's not. Like when talking about the scenes, but in his movie, Jimmy Olsen's like a CIA informant and not just a photographer. And he was like, I did this because in my world, Jimmy Olsen probably wouldn't have a big role.
Yeah. No,
and he's like, I also felt Jimmy Olsen just like had nothing to do and no substance to his character. So he's like, I made him a CIA informant.
I mean, it does make him more interesting. You still have to develop it a bit. And
it's also because the part I got up to before I turned it off was where it was Batman like nodding off for a second and the Flash comes through the timeline. And like he explained about how in his version of Justice League, he was meant to have like a whole other moment and everything where like they talk about how it's going to be too nerdy and too specific, but
go for it.
Yeah, later on in the series, because he talks about how this is going to be like a 5-film thing,
like a 5-film arc, basically.
Yeah, and like eventually in the arc, they'll get to a point where it's time for the Flash to go back and warn him, and like Batman and Victor would be there, and Victor's like, "I have 2 possible times to send you." Right, and we're going to send you to this time. But when that happened, Ben Affleck would have butted and said, "No, send him to the other one because that's the one you sent him to me, and he was too soon. So send him to the other one."
So then you get like a different timeline, basically.
Yeah.
Oh.
And like I was like, that could have been really cool. And you know what? I like Batman v Superman.
Yeah, that would have been really interesting.
Yeah, I think the Martha thing's pretty dumb, like everyone else thinks. I oddly love Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, I haven't actually watched it, I reckon, since
me neither.
Oh,
no, I haven't seen it at all.
Oh, okay. But yeah,
I
like
was told not to.
I mean, that is the overall consensus. But yeah, I really loved Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor.
Yeah, same. I thought it was a different version of the character. I was like, it's cool.
Yeah. And then like the
'Cause he
ending.
goes like batshit crazy, doesn't he?
Yeah, the ending had me. I was so on board. Like, oh my God. And then like the Deathstroke review in the end credits. Oh, I was there for it. And now
sad. I really like Ben Affleck as Batman. I think history will go down being like people would want to see more of Ben Affleck as Batman.
Mm-hmm.
I think he potentially could have been a really good Batman.
Yeah, he had so much potential, but I think now suddenly the entire history and the timeline of it is going to be overtaken with people either really loving Robert Pattinson's Batman or being like, it's okay.
Yeah.
I think he's going to do a good job.
Yeah.
Also, I think that even though when this movie came out, everyone was talking about how he was the best part. Ben Affleck was. And I like Henry Cavill as Superman. I always will.
Yeah.
I think he's real well.
I think it's a good. I mean, I never really seen any of the other ones, so I really see him as Superman as in movies I've seen.
That's who you relate when someone says, "Oh, picture Superman."
When I think of a Superman movie, I'll think of Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill.
Yeah,
that's fair.
That's very fair.
Do we want to crack into more of what you've been watching? Because I could.
Yeah, we can go into
talking about Ben Affleck. I can just jump in with my one movie.
Oh, everyone can jump in. Go for it.
Me and Choppy watched the Way Back the other night.
Oh, you did?
The Ben Affleck
over the internet.
Coach Carter.
And damn, it was fucking good.
Yeah, it was good.
You liked it?
Yeah.
Good.
Excellent.
Did you cry?
I did tear up. There is some moments in that thing.
All right.
Early, when we're talking about when we said we're going to watch it, Alex said that there's not as much basketball as like I would have thought just from watching the trailer, but it didn't really matter. Like it was still really good, and I really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed him. So yeah,
nice. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it more a second time. So
really?
I feel like that's all my real input is for that one.
Was that just sort of cause you just were already connected to the character, or?
Yeah, I think it's also like a weird bias I have that I love Ben Affleck.
Okay, that's fine.
Well,
it's kind of like your...
All my favorite actors come from Boston. I realized that the other day. I reckon it's Damon, Affleck, Wahlberg, and even throw John Krasinski up there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's one thing. Did you guys see what he did the other day?
Yes.
I haven't seen it yet.
How crazy is it?
It's the best thing ever. Oh my God.
Pharrell came on it.
It's so good.
I saw that it
Is it called Some Good News or something?
Yeah, his good news show.
Yeah, Some Good News, SGW.
That's nice.
It's
the best.
15 minutes of excellence.
I watched it this morning.
It's absolutely brilliant.
I saw it on Reddit last night. That's before I went to bed, and I haven't had a chance to watch it. So
it is exactly
on John Krasinski.
What the internet needed.
When he and we know it's old news now that Quiet Place Part 2 isn't coming out, and it was scheduled to.
More shit got delayed today.
Did it?
Yeah, Ghostbusters got delayed till next year.
Oh shit.
But the thing is, when he announced it, he put it on his Instagram and he's like, I have to say, I don't really buy this. I don't buy it. Because he was like, one of the best bits of feedback we got from A Quiet Place 1 is that you all said we loved that we could watch it together. It was a movie we watched together. And we really want you to be able to watch A Quiet Place Part 2 together. So that's why we're doing this for you. We're going to delay it. I thought, yeah, right. This is, of all the movies to say that you can watch together, a movie that you really can't talk in, because you want to say it's a quiet film.
I mean, all right. I feel like that movie relies way more on the cinematic experience. If they use that as an excuse, I'd be like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's like This is a film you should watch in a cinema. Then 100%.
Thing is, this was before cinemas were shut down, so he really just wanted. I was like, just tell us you want your money. I respect that. You're a business. You put a lot of work into this project. Don't tell me that it's so we can all watch it together. That's.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just had to say that. I like John Krasinski. He's
Braden,
a good guy.
Do you think our Steph's family jumped on the internet just then?
Probably.
Yeah.
It's all right. I still heard everything
3
loud
other
and clear.
people in this house.
How many other people in their house? How many other people in everyone's houses?
3. Oh,
1 at the moment.
4.
Oh, 4.
And
That's
a
a
dog.
really
Oh,
good
yeah.
internet.
I have
4 including me, but
5 including me.
2
No,
including me.
I have a wired internet connection, so I'm not over Wi-Fi.
okay. Well, that's
Nerd
probably
talk.
it.
Let's go. What were we talking about then? Steph was talking about The Quiet Place.
Anyway, what we're watching is what the main thing.
Because we were talking about Bostonites.
Yes. I've watched a few things. Like I rewatched The Invisible Man.
Ooh, how was that?
It was good. I also rewatched a few other things, but I'll get that up later. The main thing I want to talk to you about is that I rewatched Cats. First of all, let's just talk about that.
Jesus. You did.
Here we go.
I did rewatch Cats, and you know what? If people were wondering, what's your defense, Alex? I don't. I still enjoyed it. It's a hot garbage mess, and I liked every second of it.
Okay, so your original rating of Cats was?
I don't know. Like, is that a 2?
You
right
gave
now?
it a 4,
No, I
and
did
then
not.
you did.
I think
and
you forged
then
that.
this time you gave it a 2.
No, I dropped it to a 2, like mid. Like it wasn't just a 2 after watching it a second time. I dropped it to a 2 later on. So
Right.
it's been a 2 for a while, and then I rewatched it yesterday.
Right. Okay.
And you know what? Fuck it. I enjoyed it. It's hot garbage, and it somehow looks worse, even though this is a finished version compared to the one that we saw, Braden.
But either way, it looks so bad.
Yeah, like Idris Elba's face color doesn't match his cat's rest of the body color.
Yep.
It looks like Braden could have done better. It looks like someone just blended it in Photoshop.
But didn't even properly blend it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, bless. Was there
Anyway.
anything else you watched, or?
Yeah, I watched Little Women again.
Nice.
Like I said, I liked that more the second time.
Nice.
Still doesn't get full marks because the women aren't that little.
There's one little
I hate
woman.
mismarketing. But the
who's
main thing,
mismarketing?
Mr. Marketing's wife. Anyway, so the main thing I watched and I want to talk about is that I'm sure you've all seen it on the front of your Netflix page, and that is Tiger King.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
No one's watched it?
I know I've not.
Not yet.
Please, for
You
those
guys
who don't know,
you guys have to watch this thing.
Really?
So here's the thing, Braden. It's 7 episodes long. I hadn't watched a second of it when I spoke to you yesterday, and now
God.
I finished it.
that's
Thing is,
impressive.
The thing that's deterred me from watching that is just as I was saying to Alexia, because I recently got Stan, and I was like, I really appreciate that Stan doesn't have that many original shows, but what they are doing is quality. Whereas Netflix is now just producing crap after crap. And I feel like they're milking the true crime fascination that everyone's got at the moment. Like they're really milking it. They'll put
You need to
something out
watch
there everyone.
this. You need to
Yeah,
watch
So,
so
all right, I should
Alex,
watch this one.
Give everyone the premise because
this story is so fucking crazy and insane.
yeah.
It's,
So
it's about this guy named Joe Exotic. He is a homosexual redneck big cat enthusiast who owns a private zoo in Oklahoma. And I need to get.
I'm already sold.
Are you ready for this? Are you ready to look at him?
yeah, it's
I've
basically
seen the picture. I've seen the picture on Netflix.
basically a backyard zoo.
I
This
spelled
guy,
exotic wrong, but oh well.
I remember hearing about all of this before. Oh God, what a classic!
This is him. Like, come on.
What an absolute legend!
Like, he has 3 hhusbands throughout the show, 2 of them which he's married to at the same time, who they're just a
Nice.
threesome. He has he's a country singer too, and he's got 2 albums.
Oh, are they bops?
Let me show you some of the videos.
Is it just me, or is the third one prison photo?
Yeah, it is because he's in jail.
Okay. We're going to see Alex's recommended.
Ooh, just a lot of time.
Town of Salem, Larry David, Batman. Here, kitty,
Like-
kitty.
Is this something we need to listen to?
Can you hear it if I play it?
I don't think so.
No, just look at it. This is him.
I mean, I'm looking at it like it's a slideshow.
Like,
Oh my god! Look at the tiger.
he owns, and this is him here. He is.
Is he the past?
Yeah, this is him.
Yeah.
Right.
Why is he dressed like a priest?
Can we question the head on the plate though?
So this is the main conflict of this show comes from this guy and this woman called Carol, who's like an animal rights activist, and like he fucking hates her guts, and she hates him.
Is that because he's abusing some big cats?
Yeah, but like he claims he's like, oh, but I care for them. I give him lots of room to run around. Like you can tell he generally loves them, but it turns from like like you believe that at one point in his life he did love all these animals and like he was doing this for them, but then he found out he can make a lot of money over it, and then it went to more like, I don't care about the welfare of these, they're making me money.
Yeah.
But like just it's just there's stories and of murder, drug lords. Like you get to witness this whole underground of big cat, like exotic animal ownership in America.
Yeah, all these people who order and ship in like weird exotic animals.
It's insane. And like you watch it and then you're hooked on the first episode. And then like halfway through the show, like it just goes all batshit crazy. And you're like, what the hell is all this?
Yeah.
Have you seen Evil Genius? Because I like Making a Murderer, but I really liked Evil Genius.
Is Evil Genius the one with the collar bomb?
Yeah, I watched that one.
Yes.
You're right.
That one.
I watched it, yeah.
That was good. I liked that one with the scavenger hunt, the little like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen the stair one.
No, me neither.
But yeah, no, everyone needs to watch this because like this is it's a crazy, and like these people, no one in the show you respect at all. Like, and there's no good guy. There's no like you probably only respect the people from Peter watching the show. That's the only people you respect. It's from the same. It's from the same crew that brought and produced the Fire documentary.
Oh, okay, nice.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, I think that's all I've really watched. Like everyone just needs to watch it.
Oh, that's classic.
Who wants to go next?
Well, I'll go last because I'm then going to go into my segment with it.
Should I go next?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, Steph,
right,
I want to hear what you've been watching because I've seen this. And
Okay, I'll run through a quick little list. So since the last time I have been on the podcast, I watched Barbie as Rapunzel.
Heck yes.
Barbie as the Island Princess.
Yes.
Barbie as the Princess and the Pauper.
Best film.
Barbie and the 12 Dancing Princesses.
Pretty good.
Unfriended, the Dark Web.
Why?
In the middle of that, we watched
so,
my
Steph,
mum.
I'm just going to pause you. I'm just going to pause you for a second. So Steph's gone insane due to isolation. Keep going.
So you did what, 5 Barbie films and then Unfriended?
Dark Web, the second
Unfriended,
one.
because mum was like, this looks
have you
good.
seen the first one?
I was just like, yeah, I've seen I watched the first one in cinema.
Isn't the second one like
worse?
Second one's better. Second one's better.
And, like all that sort of shit.
I like the second one more.
Okay, apparently the second one's got a few multiple endings, and depending where you saw it, you got a different ending.
Huh.
That's interesting.
Depending on the last 3 numbers of your IP address.
I also watched Throw Mama from the Train, which I love that movie. Prisoners. I watched that again. The Ice Storm.
Prisoners is dope.
Yeah. Poltergeist, the new one. Ooh. A Fish Called Wanda, which I love that movie to death. I did not watch Life of Brian, but I rated it. Okay. Hair. I watched Hair. You know that song, Aquarius, when the moon's in, you know that song? You know the song. I'm not going to sing it, but you know the song. So I watched the music.
Do we know the song?
I don't know,
everyone
guys.
else's face.
I don't know, guys. I think we need Steph to sing it.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So it's from Hair, the musical.
Hair the musical. It's like when the moon is in the 7th house and Jupiter aligns.
When the moon hits your...
And then it's like, this is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Anyway, it's a hippie film. I loved the vibe. And then in the last 7 minutes of the movie, I was like, what the fuck? Is this going in the direction I think it's going? And just ripped my heart out in the last 7 minutes of the movie. 7 minutes before the movie ended, I was happy as anything. 7 minutes later, I was a mess. It's about this guy who moves from the country to New York, so he's going to join the army in the 60s or the late 60s, 70s. And he meets these hippies, and he also meets this rich girl that he kind of like really likes. And they teach him about the hippie ways, and they're like, dude, you don't have to go to Vietnam. Don't fight for Vietnam. We're not going to do this. But he does. He goes off to start training. And his friends, like, they just have some little antics, and they're like, you know what? He writes him a letter from the army base and like, we got to go help him. We got to go cheer him up and stuff. So they go to Nevada to the base where he's training, and it's a musical as well. So anyway, it's really, really good. I really liked it. I also watched Barbie and the Nutcracker and Barbie Magic of Pegasus.
None of the Fairytopias, I see.
No, because look, then you get Barbie. Barbie hits its peak at, I would say, like Pegasus, maybe like once you start getting into Diamond Castle, which actually I didn't rate, but I also watched that today. That's like Barbie starts to decline.
Yeah, it starts to take a decline after it definitely had a peak.
I doubt these movies are actually any good though.
Okay,
mate,
12 Dancing Princesses is a fucking gem. Don't you even go there. So
Princess
is
and the
Swan Lake.
Pauper.
So Steph's just gone
Princess and the
completely
Pauper
insane.
is the best.
We lost Steph.
I used to have Swan Lake pajamas, and I used to have these on DVD, and then my sister sold them and took.
They look like nightmares.
So Brayden, what have you been watching? Because I don't want to hear about Barbie anymore.
No, hold on.
I rewatched Barbie
Wait,
Swan Princess, and I
Wait, which one did you say was good?
Princess and the
Barbie
Pauper.
Swan Lake, Barbie Princess and the Pauper is the best because King Dominic can get it.
They look like nightmares.
No, they're not nightmares. They're not
It was
nightmares.
the 2000s,
I hear
my
a
dude.
commentary. I hear
were
a
straight to
commentary
DVDs.
coming on.
Like,
These
No, I am
are
not-
straight to
I
DVD.
am
Oh, the
not
cats.
watching-
That's
Yeah.
Serafina.
watching
That's
Barbie.
Serafina the cat.
I'm not watching these movies. I'm sorry.
Nah.
If I watch these,
you
you
know how
have to
you
watch
guys-
Cats.
Okay, but hold on. Fine, I'll watch Cats if you can watch 2 Barbie movies because they only go for an hour each. Now, anyway, the point I was going to say, you guys are always like, oh, we're not going to watch Clueless for a commentary because it's not relevant. There's a Clueless TV show coming out. Can I use that as my excuse to make a
We're
Clueless
millennial.
commentary?
We're millennial movie talk, not millennial TV talk.
We talk about TV all the time.
No, we don't.
Brayden,
Yeah, we
you're not
Yeah,
definitely
we do.
do still talk about TV.
Brayden,
You were just telling me about a 7-episode miniseries with
Not TV show. It's
Tiger
a web
King.
series. It's a web series, if anything.
If you watch it on the internet, then yeah, so no matter what, it's a TV show.
But this as a web series. This was exclusively released online.
If
Well,
I
I
watch
don't know
Friends
what
on the
Clueless is gonna
internet,
be
it's a web
released on.
series.
No, because Friends aired on TV as a TV show.
Okay,
Or
what's
maybe
the
Clueless
difference?
is going to be aired on
Because Tiger King did not air on TV at all. This Friends aired on TV. Friends
But
what,
was
a
a
Netflix
network
what's the
television.
difference?
So it's a Netflix exclusive and a web series.
Yep,
Let me
The
see
Netflix
what this is
exclusives.
gonna air on.
they're Netflix
but-
exclusives.
But what's the actual difference?
Not me trying to get out to watch Clueless. That's the difference.
Okay, that's
I don't
fine.
want to watch Clueless.
We're going to watch Clueless. Mark
Steph-
my
no, we're
words.
not.
Steph, while I
I'm
can't
also not going to watch
defend,
Clueless. So.
while I can't defend your Barbie watching, I understand because I have definitely seen all of those as well. So
They're good movies. They're so romantic and they just fill your heart with joy. And the music, it's a banger. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Preminger's
yeah.
How Could I Refuse? That is a banger of a song.
yeah, just like you, just like me, is still a bop.
Are we done talking about
Yep.
Barbie yet?
It's a bop.
Please.
Fine.
Do you want to talk about what
Fine.
I've been watching?
Yes.
Yeah. Is it technically? Do I have to play the music?
Has Michael you wanted to go last. Michael hasn't gone yet, so I don't know. You
did
guys
go. I went first.
Michael went first.
Wait.
Gee, Steph, don't listen.
Oh, did you? Oh, right. The only movie you watched was The Way Back. I got you. Go on, Braden.
Jesus
I watched
Christ, Steph.
1.5 movies. Now let's get into it. That was
Well,
the
I didn't know.
That's a cute-
I didn't know if you wanted to hit your half first.
Oh, well, no, that's part of it.
Okay. All right. Let me hit it.
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine. Shrieking skulls will shock your soul and seal your doom night.
All right, Braden.
All right. So I started to watch what I thought was meant to be a horror movie, and it most certainly was not.
What was this?
I started watching From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah, that's not a horror movie.
What the fuck?
No.
Why everywhere is it listed as a horror film?
Did you get the foot scene with Selma Hayek? And,
I reached a point where I was just skipping through the film because I'm like, what the nothing is going. It's been an hour.
It's weird.
It's been an hour, and all I've had is Quarantino himself be bloody weird as hell. And I was like, okay, the horror movie's going to be about Quentin Tarantino's character because he's the scariest part of this film so far. And it's an hour and 5 minutes in, they finally introduce some sort of element of horror, and it's just a cheesy, shitty 90s action film.
I've never seen it.
I can't say I've seen it.
It's hot.
Here's the thing.
Garbage.
Like Quentin Tarantino, God love him. I love him. He's great. But acting is not his strong suit.
No.
He's great in that one part in Pulp Fiction.
The fact that so the part that made me the most uncomfortable with watching the first hour and a bit of From Dusk Till Dawn, one, the foot scene, two, because Quentin Tarantino wrote the goddamn screenplay. He wrote everything about this. That makes me so uncomfortable.
Like, he wrote the fact that Selma Hayek was going to put her foot in his mouth and drizzle whiskey in based on through the.
He wrote the fact that he's going to play a psychotic murderous sex offender. Like,
I haven't seen it in a very long time.
It's just. Yeah.
So are you saying if you write a movie and you know you're going to write a character for you shouldn't write an evil character?
No, write an evil character. Don't take it to the level that he does in From Dusk Till Dawn. I'm telling you, it's weird as fuck.
You suggesting that he sort of wanted to live out some sort of fantasy by creating this character?
1,000,000%. There's an extended 5-minute lap dance sequence basically where him and George Clooney's just stuck having to stare at this woman's behind the entire time.
Go George Clooney.
As she pours alcohol down her leg to feed him through her feet. And then it's just weird. And then the visual effects of the actual vampire monster things they turn into is just dumb. Danny Trejo's in it.
When did it come out though?
Late 98 or something?
Yeah.
I think it's 96. I just looked it up, but
you got to give it a bit of leeway for the effects.
This was bad. Danny Trejo.
Yeah, but it's 96. It's like
look up how Danny Trejo looks in this film. It's weird. He's got short hair and he's a bit younger, and then he turns into a weird lizard vampire thing and just looks hilarious.
This sounds scary.
It's not scary at all.
Well, this.
So you didn't watch the whole thing? Did you only watch half?
That's not even Danny Trejo. That's
I was gonna say that's a good effect. I would rate that effect. That's effect.
That's on Cheech.
Right.
But yeah, so I stopped watching that and then watched an actual proper horror film that I knew was a horror film, so I couldn't be just severely felt like I was gypped by every single website that said, oh yeah, From Dusk Till Dawn's a horror film. I watched Halloween.
The original?
Original. The soundtrack is by far the best part.
The whole movie's the best part. It's a great movie.
It's a really good movie.
It's a very good movie. There is some shit acting in that film.
Yeah,
oh my lord.
We both watched a Jamie Lee Curtis film.
Braden, we're gonna come into a lot of problems here if you think that. I mean, horror movies do have shit acting. That's the whole point of them.
Well,
the best ones have shit acting.
I understand that it didn't have a large.
Who do you think was bad?
Her friends. They were
fine. They're
garbage. And I understand that this was way back.
$300,000. Give it a break.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's low budget. This was one of the OGs that this is. I understood that this is the thing that set a bunch of horror cliches. So
this was the OG.
Yeah, I gave it that. The whole thing where it's the teens who just want to drink and smoke and have sex, they're the ones who are going to die. All of that stuff. I get that.
Jamie Curtis was the original Scream Queen.
Yeah, she was pretty good. Like some of the screaming at the end wasn't amazing, but
Are you gonna watch the sequel set made a few years ago now?
I was gonna say I won't watch the others, but I'll watch the newer one.
Skip and watch the newer one because the newer one completely just says the other ones didn't happen.
Yeah, good. Because the fact that it's horror where you are getting so many glimpses of the bad guy, and the fact that the bad guy is like for the start was like gross because like the POV shot of when he's a kid.
That's
like,
the best. Those are the best shots.
It's so
yeah,
cool.
I know. It was amazing, but it was so just like it like puts you so on edge. And like that being
I think you need a new word for gross when you say something's creepy. Because when you say gross, I take it as you thought it was bad.
No, I don't say gross for bad.
But you said it was gross.
Yeah, it's gross. That's not a bad thing. In a horror film, saying something's
Hang on,
gross.
guys. Can I have a vote?
In a horror film, then
Yeah,
it's probably can work.
Like me saying Quentin Tarantino writing someone to put their foot in his mouth.
That's gross, yes.
That's gross.
But the whole POV sequence in thing, when you say it's gross, I kind of get the same feeling.
Nah. I mean it in a completely different sense.
Just say it.
Off-putting. I don't know what's the word.
Technically, great.
Very smart, especially for the budget. But like, yeah, obviously the soundtrack is incredible. The fact that he's just like, from what I can gather, he's just a dude who is literally like evil. Like he's completely busted in the head, and I don't know how he survives like all of this stuff.
He's fine.
No, I mean I'm talking like 6 gunshots.
Did he get shot 6 times?
Yeah. That's the part that I found confusing. I was like,
he'll be fine.
This dude's been like stabbed.
He's also like, he's crazy strong. He's like indestructible. It's weird. I don't know how he gets that strong.
You wait until you watch
the newer one.
The new one. I love the new one.
Yeah, I remember you talking about it a bunch and saying it was really damn good. But I understand what all the hype is about. I bless some of those other actors and actresses.
Yeah. I was going to ask very quickly. This is. No, you go.
No, you're all good.
This is changing the topic though a little bit. So
go for it.
Do you have anything else to say? Okay, I was just going to say, but kind of segueing on Jamie Lee Curtis, I forgot to ask, have any of you seen A Fish Called Wanda?
No.
Nope.
Never heard of it.
Good. That's it.
Oh
we don't have to talk about it then.
No. But Jamie Lee Curtis, Kevin Kline, Stephen Fry, oh my God, I forgot his John Cleese. It's so
Good
funny.
God.
And Michael Palin from Python as well. It's hilarious. Kevin Kline won Best Supporting Actor at the Oscars for the Golden, one of the award ceremonies. Jamie Lee Curtis gets really turned on whenever someone speaks Italian. So he's there and he's just like, ossobuco, parmigiana, mortadella.
Oh
he like just says all these random foods and she's like loving it. It's a heist film, but it's a crime and it's you guys all have to watch it. It's really anyway, move on.
Sounds all right. But yeah, that is what I watched. It was very good. I understand why it's so integral to the horror community.
Nice.
Good.
There you go.
Glad.
Do you want to play us out or just it's too much effort?
Well, I mean, how long have we been going for?
I don't know. How long have we been going for?
We haven't really been going for like 40 minutes. I thought we were just going to do another topic. That's what
we can do another topic.
One more question.
Yeah, last week we did question, what we've been watching, then question.
All right,
Okay,
so
let's do one more question.
So now removing that, we've got 6 options.
2.
There we go. Done. This is a very dumb one.
Here we go. Leave it to Michael.
Here we go.
Yeah,
We might do 2 more questions because this one is going to be like a real weird, quick one. So, which movie character would you want to be your personal trainer?
Okay. I mean,
There's a very easy answer.
Apollo Creed or Rocky is very easy to say.
Really, you had in mind, Braden?
That's a good
No,
one.
I had a completely different one in mind actually, but that's a very good answer.
Captain America.
Captain
Also-
America.
Thank you.
Pretty good answer. Pretty good answer.
Quicksilver.
Quicksilver.
Yeah.
Why?
Deadpool be fun.
Deadpool would be fun.
Right, G.I. Joe.
Which one are you thinking of, Braden?
I'm thinking of any character played by Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Okay.
Because
What about-
every single one of his characters has to be absolutely huge.
Okay.
And any of John Cena's characters as well.
John Cena from the hit film Bumblebee.
Mel Gibson. In general.
In general. Yeah, Jason Statham would be.
Jason Statham.
He'd get you lean. He wouldn't get you bulky. He'd get you lean.
Yeah.
Bloody Dutch from Predator, which is Arnie's character.
All right. So you, yeah. So military army.
Arnie in any movie as well,
Yeah.
except maybe that one where he's kindergarten cop.
That
I was
one.
gonna say Kindergarten Cop's be the best one.
Yeah. No, what's the one where he's
What about Vin
brothers?
Diesel?
That's the one where he's pregnant. Isn't there one where he's pregnant?
Yeah.
The one where he's brothers with
Probably not that one.
oh who is it?
Twins, Danny DeVito.
Danny
Yeah,
DeVito.
that one. Oh my lord. No,
Yeah.
Aquaman.
Oh, Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa.
That'd be pretty. That'd be pretty.
What about John Travolta from Greece? Sandy.
No, John Travolta in that other film that there's the sequence when they're all doing the gym class and it's just his junk. Have you seen that?
No,
I don't know what film it's from.
Nah,
yeah,
no,
you
What
need
about
to.
Olivia
Tom Cruise.
Newton-John?
Olivia Newton-John.
Olivia Newton-John from Greece. Let's get physical. I've got the record right there. The record,
That's it.
not the record.
The record.
Nah, Tom Cruise. He'd make you do a bunch of dangerous shit.
Yeah,
He
Tom
would.
Cruise. Tom Cruise would teach me how to fly a helicopter, then make me do cardio for 2 hours.
He'd make you chase the helicopter.
I'm not going to
But
get
first,
the
I'd
record.
have to sign. But first, I'd have to sign up to Scientology.
Yeah, that's true.
Small price to pay.
A small price to pay. It's from the film Perfect. It was in 1985. It's
What
them.
was?
Funnily
Oh,
enough,
Junk?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
The hero of the show.
Weirdly enough,
She
Our
is.
queen. Our queen.
it's a 5-minute sequence where they're all in this like aerobics gym with all these people working out, and she's the instructor, and John Travolta is just one of the people in there. But everyone's in these like really tiny gym clothes, and it's so quintessentially 80s. And it's just this clip where like they're doing this hip thrusting movement, and it's just junk. Just the whole thing is just like you can't even search it and bring it up. Like we couldn't bring it up on YouTube here because like it is not great.
Step
very
Ed will be
funny,
getting
though.
this record because we were all pretty much okay with not seeing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't have. It's not Olivia Newton-John. It's Jane Fonda.
Ah,
Oh,
So
oh
even
sad.
less important.
Yeah, she's not a character in anything, is she?
Braden, what's your other question?
so next question. So I'll have so any number between 1 and 5.
Let's go 5.
5. All right.
That's what I was thinking.
This is
Oh, great.
this is somewhat interesting. Choose any
All right.
film. All right. Are we kids? Are we okay?
Yeah, I just love the face he pulled when he said great.
All right. So, choose a film you would turn into a Broadway musical.
Ants
Ants.
Oh,
But it
Lord.
can't be musical already.
with Woody Allen.
So something that isn't a musical already.
No, Bugs Life versus Ants.
Nah, I want
They're
ants.
possible too.
I want ants. I want the Woody
Yeah.
Allen ants.
The movie, obviously.
You don't want the Ant Bully?
Oh, that's good.
I never saw that.
Oh, I watched it a lot.
Man.
Ant Bully is just the rip-off Ants, and Ants
Bully
is the
is
the
rip-off
rip-off
Bugs
of
Life.
Bugs Life.
Bug's Life.
Ant Bully is fucking a masterpiece.
Oh, God.
What about like
okay.
a Back to the Future musical? I could go for one of those.
No, not at all.
No, because it could be a jukebox musical, so it's all 80s hits.
I think
That's it.
they could
That's
do
what
a
I'm
really.
thinking. We're on the same page.
I think
Yeah.
they could do a really funny Step Brothers musical.
Step Brothers. Oh my God. That would
Yeah.
that
Same
have to be.
people.
It'd have to be done by get the songs done by the guys who did Book of Mormon and South Park.
Yeah. South Park musical.
Trey
They've already done
Parker
that.
and Matt Stone.
Already done that.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta like.
What about an action? What action could you try and get like a Kingsman musical?
Kingsman? You could do as a musical. It'd be very interesting how you would do that.
Surely you just do Kingsman 2 just so you can have the country road bit.
True. You could just do that. You could have some
What
cool quick
other-
changes with like the suits and stuff.
I would like Sophie's Choice, the musical.
God damn it. God
Having
damn it.
Schindler's List the musical.
The Fault in Our Stars, the musical.
I was thinking about all those like sort of teenage drama ones. So you
I
got,
lost
Yeah.
my leg.
Age of 17. All those are
Twilight the
musicals.
musical.
Oh, Lord.
That'd make it better.
Hey, no, hold up. 1 second. It took me a second to comprehend the words that were just said because my brain was too busy actually realizing it. Because my God, Twilight the musical with that soundtrack would be dope. Oh, give me some
You reckon?
Paramore up
All
in
right.
here.
Well, you. Oh.
What else could be a really funny musical?
Imagine the baseball scene. They could do it like they did the Spider-Man musical where they're all on like
no.
wires.
No, they do it. It'd be a copy of the I Don't Dance from
High School
High School
Musical.
Musical
Oh my
2.
God.
This time it's personal.
Can we change the music between those two scenes and like post them as like normal YouTube videos? So it's like, the baseball scene from Twilight, but it's got I Don't Dance from High School Musical 2 in it. And I Don't Dance from High School Musical 2 with Muse's Supermassive Black Hole playing.
Yeah, we can try it.
Yeah. Be good
What
fun.
about like Train Spotting the musical?
You can
just
get
a-
real artsy with that.
It's just
like-
literally
they've got
heroin
some-
addicts sitting on a stage trying to sing a song. That's literally what it is.
But
My
Iggy
sis-
Pop's Lust for Life would go off.
Oh,
That'd be
yeah.
awesome.
My Sister's Keeper, the musical.
Oh no.
Mamma Mia.
No, Alex.
Mamma Mia 2.
I mean, yeah, you could.
I'd watch a Halloween musical. I'd absolutely watch a Halloween musical.
But what if they just
What a
have...
scream to be like any slasher film.
No, I need Michael Myers to come out and do like a love ballad.
No, but also he
I would
just needs
rather
to...
a Friday the 13th musical.
No, if they're going to do any horror, though, they have to make it so that the bad guy
Nightmare
is
on Elm-
in the crowd.
Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street, the musical.
Oh,
No,
and like they have
in
like
the
mechanisms under the chairs where they like everyone feels like at a different point in the show.
Like a
Like
4D experience.
Like the Shrek
Oh.
4D thing where like the air blows on you and shit.
Yeah.
It'd be like Shrek the musical could be good.
Shrek the musical is a thing.
Okay, well, there we go.
There is a thing.
Yeah. What about it? You just have balloons pop up randomly during the show and shit.
That'd be good. You could play with the orchestra pit, and like when Georgie is talking, he could be down.
Down there, yeah.
He could be like talking down into the orchestra pit, and you could have the conductor like with like a Pennywise like head on.
I'd watch Requiem for a Dream, the musical.
Oh Lord, I forgot about that movie.
Good
Right?
lord.
Would you guys not watch that?
Yes, you made me watch.
I have seen it. Yes. Yeah, that's the one with
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have seen it. That's
Because
weird.
Chops, I think we watched that and American History X, what it's called, in the same
Yeah, on the
night.
same night. That was rough.
That
American History X, the musical.
that was a rough viewing. That was a rough night.
I
Black
did her-
Klansman.
Oh. Good Will Hunting.
That's
the
got a good
musical.
soundtrack.
I was gonna say it'd actually be pretty good.
Jumanji the musical.
Jumanji would be great. You could just reuse the props from the Lion King musical.
Marley and Me, the musical.
Okay, now we're just getting into sad things.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah. You could do Godzilla versus Kong because they've already done King Kong the musical.
They have.
Yeah, King Kong the musical.
Lord.
That's the thing. It's King Kong on Broadway.
I think
I don't think it's a musical. I think it's just on Broadway.
I think we peaked.
I think we're done. It's night. It was like the sun was up when we started this, and now it's not.
Brayden, do you wanna tell everyone where they can go check out more awesome content?
100%. If you want to find all of our stuff, wherever you're listening to this, chuck us a subscribe, whether that be on your podcast app of choice. Give us a subscribe on there. If it allows for you to leave a review, that'd be nice. If you're on YouTube, chuck us a subscribe there and leave in the comments your answers to our ridiculously weird questions that we found somewhere. You can check out our other videos and reviews and all that other stuff on YouTube. You can find our commentary tracks and stuff on our Patreon, patreon.com/Millennial Movie Talk. That's got a bunch on there for free as well. If you feel like watching a movie in these times of ISO, feel free to do that. Then once this is all over, if you feel like supporting us and chucking us a buck or two, that'd be really nice. Means we get to do more of this.
You can't speak Auslan.
Yeah, no, it's starting to become a really bad joke. You can't do this. But yeah, and you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, and catch all of our like individual Instagrams and stuff through there as well. And yeah, Alex, if you want to stop offending people, would you like to say goodbye?
Bye. All right, as always, I'm Alex.
I'm Steph.
I'm Michael.
I'm Brayden.
And we're out of here.
Peace.